What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Eclectic Beard. So this go around, we're going to look at why Walmart failed in Germany. And anytime I get a chance to see why the biggest corporation and blight upon human history that is corporate related fails, I'm going to take a look at it, because over here they've been the death of many small businesses, and they're an unnecessary evil that we're forced to shop at for the most part, which sucks. Unless you live in a big city, and then you can get around not going to Walmart. And I don't live in a big city. To be honest with you, I don't like big cities. But, at least not living in them. I like visiting them. But, all the traffic and whatnot, kind of, don't like it. Then again, I live out in the country, and it's supposed to be, oh, look, no traffic. And it was 15 years ago, so it's like the big city's trying to move to where I'm at. Who knew? So, preface this with, if you hear any chirping in the background, I've got budgies, and if you can hear any weird noises or there's a jump cut, it's because I've got two kids that are Satan spawns this morning. And when I say morning, I mean 5 fucking a.m. and they're awake. I love my kids to death, but they need to be asleep at this point in time. It's too early for this. So, without further ado, let's jump in.
1997, Walmart opened its first store in Germany. They had officially entered the largest retail market in Europe.
But 9 years later, they sold their stores, packed their bags, and left the country. They had lost $1 billion. So how did the largest private...
Unfortunately for them, $1 billion is just a drop in the bucket.
...private employer in the world fail so badly?
They can't read tea leaves.
By 1988, Walmart had become the most profitable retailer in the U.S. Their success spurred the company to start looking abroad at the international market. And the expansion has been largely successful. Walmart now has almost 12,000 stores in 27 countries.
When was this made? 2019. I can promise you they probably got another 20,000 stores out there somewhere. I say that. My whole thing with Walmart is the fact that you're a global corporation, multi-billion dollars, and you pay your workers peanuts. Like, you pay them fucking peanuts. I'm sorry. They've upped the pay. Yay! Average starting wage $15 over $15 an hour now. Yay! But they take and make their workers, most of their workforce is they're part-time, so they don't take and get health benefits. So what are they doing? They subsidize them to the fucking American government and Medicare. So, way to go, Walmart! Woohoo! Fuck you! I'm sure as they expand, they just see new marketplaces, whether they stay in them or not. Because this couple $1 billion worth of loss is not a loss to them. It's tax write-off.
In Britain, they now own the second largest supermarket chain in the country, Asda. They're the largest private employer in Mexico and the third largest in Canada. But that success is not universal.
In 1997, Walmart purchased 2 German retail chains, Wertkauf and Interspar, totaling 95 stores.
It was a huge risk. Germany in the late 90s was a hostile market.
Restrictive shopping hours, regulated zoning, and high unemployment kept other companies away, according to analysts at Kurt Salman Associates Europe. Retail market growth rates averaged just 0.3% per year in the 90s.
That's pretty bleak.
It was also entering a market full of successful native discount retailers, like Aldi and Lidl, which were stiff competition. By German law, these...
Which is funny, because now we've got Aldi and Lidl's over here, and a lot of people are skewing going to Walmart to get their groceries and stuff like that uh, from those places. Which, to be honest with you, I like shopping at Lidl's. They've got some of the prices are cheaper. Like if you take and go for meats and stuff like that, it really doesn't behoove you to take and go there to take and get your meats from Lidl's, only because a lot of stuff is cheaper at Walmart on that end, and they don't have as broad of a selection. However, their incidentals and their, uh, stuff like rices and everything like that, oftentimes $1 or $2 cheaper than what they're taking and selling it at Walmart for. Not only that, their house brands of beer and stuff aren't that bad. So, and you can also buy, domestics there as well. So it's not. I can see, I'm glad those companies have come here and people are starting to look at those. But it doesn't surprise me that, Walmart being big brain business that they think they are, go into a place like Germany, and especially during an economic downturn, because in their eyes they're probably looking at it as an opportunity to, you know, take advantage of a down market and set them, get themselves a foothold.
Smaller stores could offer lower prices than big box stores like Walmart.
Soon after arriving in Germany, Walmart faced accusations that it was using short-term predatory pricing to try and put local shopkeepers out of business.
Because that's what they do. That's how they operate. Just nothing surprising about that. It's the reason why Main Street looks like shit these days, because they put out the small businesses because they're able to take and mark shit lower.
Regulators had to order Walmart to raise the price of basics like milk, flour, and butter.
After that, their prices were too high in comparison to the competition, like Aldi, which ran small, bare-bones stores.
The discount retail sector was a lot larger in Germany than in other countries.
Which is starting to build up here in the U.S. Like, you can't take and sneeze without a Dollar General popping up on the corner somewhere. It's just how it's going. We've got a Dollar General. We got a Dollar General out here. We've got maybe 12, 13, 1,400 people that take and live in the small community that I live in. And we've got a dollar. We don't have a post office. We've got no red lights whatsoever out here. We've got no police force, but we've got a Dollar General, goddammit. Like, we've got, so that's actually starting to take and nip them in the bud, nip them in the butt here too.
It was about 40% of the supermarket business, which meant that groceries and daily goods tended to cost around 15% less than the European average.
On top of these financial obstacles, Walmart faced a different kind of problem, a cultural problem. The friendly Walmart practices, based on Southern hospitality, were perceived by many to be fake and at odds with German culture.
Because they lost that crap a long time ago. It's definitely fake.
German media reported that Walmart required its employees to start their shifts by engaging in synchronized calisthenics and group chants of Walmart, Walmart, Walmart. This was
It's how they get you. It's called brainwashing.
Intended to build loyalty and morale. Walmart also required its cashiers to flash smiles at patrons, which a lot of customers thought was flirty and creepy.
That's actually standard fare over here. For anybody that's watching this, from the UK, since that's 90% of my crowd, my subscriber base, that's smiles and stuff like that. If you're a German, you're like, let's see what this American has to say. That's the kind of standard fare over here. It's supposed to be. It used to, about 10 years ago, it was standard fare for you to take and go to Walmart. And, cashiers are smiling and stuff like that, even though they're cussing you under their breath, like, get the fuck out of my line. Especially if you got a big buggy full of groceries or goods. But yeah, that's definitely something here, the customer service. You're supposed to meet the customers with a smile. Nowadays, they wait until... The only smile you get is, "Hi, how's it going?" And then beep, 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 beep as they're ringing you up, and then they take your money. That's really the only smile you get these days, it seems like.
It's also how they felt about Walmart greeters. Pretty creepy.
People found these things strange. Germans just don't behave that way. Hans Martin Postman, the secretary of the Verdi Union, which represented 5,000 Walmart employees, told the New York Times.
Oh shit, they had a union over there? Bro, you try to take and join a union now and work at Walmart. Like, unless you live in a certain state, boy, they union bust like something else. They don't allow that crap at all. Union? Shit, you better walk down the road and find you another damn job, son.
Walmart also imposed restrictive measures on their employees, which they called an ethics code.
Walmart required its employees,
which I've always found funny. They have no ethics themselves, but yet they have an ethics code for their employees. Funny how that works. A little ironic, if you ask me.
To report if coworkers broke any rules. And if they didn't comply, they
Snitches
could be
get
fired.
stitches.
Walmart also prohibited sexual intimacy and flirting between coworkers, according to the Financial Times Deutschland.
A German...
Bro, Walmart up the road, like, they've had people fired because the intimacy spilled over into, like, the break room, like, on top of the tables and stuff. Just saying. If coworkers are going to date, they're going to date. Like, that's a dumb-ass policy. They don't actually have that as one here. It's just if they find out you're dating someone from within your store, in the same store, you either have to take and let management know, as you're entering into the relationship, or you're supposed to let them know, especially if you're a higher up, so that way there's no conflict there, like there's not preferential treatments and stuff.
And court eventually struck down this ethics code in 2005. By German standards, Walmart is also anti-union.
They didn't understand that in Germany, companies and unions are closely connected. They thought we were communists, Postman told the Times.
It sounds like employees, associates, they're listened to.
And without going through union politicians.
Of course not.
All unions work at is taking a cut out of my pay.
Unions strong.
Well, that's the mindset here in the U.S. But over here in the U.S., for the most part, like, there's still a big divide on that. Because to be honest with you, I've joined unions, taking and doing like construction work and stuff like that. We'll fight for more fair. The only thing they did was take a cut out of my fucking paycheck each week. I saw no appreciable benefit to it. Now, you've got states here in the U.S., there's a jump cuts because I had to get up and tell my kids to be quiet for a sec. There are states here in the U.S. that are unionized, which means basically to get a job, you have to be part of a union. And so in those states, which is funny, it's crazy because I've done construction work where we've had to take and do emergency work and stuff like that. And I've done work like trimming trees and stuff like that where we did emergency work. And if you take and go out of state and help some of these places, like if you're not part of a union, they look down on you. But they can still, even in time of emergency, they can only help from certain time to a certain time. Well, the non-unionized people were at it for longer, and they act like people don't understand. Oh yeah, y'all don't understand our power grids and stuff like that up here, and yet, like, there's a big fucking divide. Like in some states, you have to be part of a union, but like we've seen stuff like aerospace where they've tried to unionize here in my state at Boeing, and the workers are like, we're having none of it. But it's only because the same union has taken and promised raises. Oh, we can get you raises and stuff like that, even though they took and actually agreed to fewer benefits for aerospace companies across the U.S. Like they lost 15% of their earning potential because of the unions in these places, and lost benefits because of even with these unions in these different places they tried. So there are unions I've seen to where you take and go in. They take and train you on stuff. Like there's one that So that's a very big thing over here, to where unions, depending on who you talk to, like I haven't had a good experience with them. They didn't do anything but take money out of my paycheck. So, like, they didn't help me get any more benefits or any more pay. There's really no need for them, in my opinion. There are cases where it behooves you to take and join, or you actually have to join. So, that, them taking, saying, oh, they're communists or whatever, I can see Walmart corporate having that mindset. And I remember the video that they're talking about, or that they just showed. Because that's actually an employee video.
Cut out of my pay.
Unions strongly opposed the working culture in Walmart.
Walmart and German unions never established comfortable relations. All of these obstacles combined led to declining sales.
Walmart's German stores had a profit margin of 1%, compared to their British stores, which had a margin of 6 to 8%. Germany's top 10 chains made up 30% of the market, but Walmart made up just 3% of the market.
And I can guarantee that's a position they weren't used to, because they're used to having a much bigger piece of the pie.
Full-time staff in Germany demanded a 19% premium compared to UK workers on average, which drove up Walmart's operational costs as their sales declined.
So Walmart withdrew from the country in 2006, offloading 85 of its stores to its local rival, Metro.
They had employed 11,000 people and generated $2 billion in 2005. But that represented just 4% of Walmart's international operations. It has become increasingly clear that in Germany's business environment, it would be difficult for us to obtain the scale and results we desire, Michael Duke, vice chairman of Walmart stores, told The Times.
Walmart's dedication to their company culture ended up dooming them in Germany. The lesson? The locals are always right.
I'm not a big fan of Walmart personally. Like, I shop there because it's where you take and get cheaper groceries if you want electronics, like instead of taking driving for an hour and a half, or, if I want to take and get something quick instead of doing that or waiting on Amazon to take and deliver it, go to Walmart. Granted, for my meats now, me and the wife do not take and go to Walmart because we can get much cheaper chicken and pork as well as steak at the smaller grocery stores around here. I don't care for Walmart whatsoever. And seeing why Germany failed and why Walmart failed in Germany is like, I got to find this out. And I understand. I kind of figured going in is because different cultures, not only as far as how we operate over here as a society, but also how the corporate culture and working culture is probably different than what it is here in the U.S. Because a lot of times, Walmart being the corporation they are, they take and go over there and they place their tent poles and stuff like that, and they try to go about their way of doing business. The local economy and corporates be damned, and it doesn't always work in their favor. They are a multi-global business, and I'm sorry, they treat their workers like shit, absolute shit. Granted, they do provide employment for a lot of people who wouldn't have that employment otherwise. So don't get it twisted. I'm not completely against them because they do serve a purpose. But a lot of those jobs that they take and give could have also been given by local businesses. It's one of those catch-22 having, free market. But the free market here somehow picks the fucking winners. Who knew? Free market, so they do provide jobs and stuff like that. But the way they provide jobs, they might start you off at $15 an hour to take and be a cashier, or at least that's the average at this point. The problem with that is the fact that they, oh good, you're a cashier. We've only got space for you part-time. So we're going to work you right at 30 hours a week, which means now you're making more than what is required of you to take and actually, or more than 30 hours a week which would be part-time here. You work that much, making what they state is the average they take and pay their employees, $15 an hour at this point. Well, you don't get benefits because they don't offer benefits to part-time workers at Walmart. But at the same point in time, you make too much at that point to take and actually get government health care. But you don't make enough to actually get health care because you're only working that 30 hours. So now they've subsidized their fucking workers. Or actually, they've taken away where used to they really subsidize their workers. Now they've really put the workers in a bad fucking spot in a lot of places. So I'm not a fucking fan at all. Just not. Because you're a global fucking business. Treat your people better. Offer healthcare to everybody. Like, and don't take and do bullshit half measures. You can afford to do the fucking way above the minimum for your fucking workers. And it's not going to hurt your bottom fucking line. If anything, people would actually see that and be like, oh shit, they care about the workers. And they wouldn't mind taking in shopping there and maybe spending $1 more on their fucking bar of soap. Or $1 more on their fucking pork. Or their fucking baked beans. They wouldn't give a shit. Because at that point, they know the workers that are in there are fucking getting taken care of. And you're still going to be cheaper than 90% of the fucking local stores around there. Treat your fucking people better. That's the reason I don't like them. They don't treat people right. So, y'all be good to each other. Love yourselves. Peace.